everybody. Dave Brown and Corey Macklin here at ringside, ready to go with USWA Championship Wrestling action.
Oh, we're ready to go indeed. Get ready today. The Moondogs and Richard Lee. They're going to be here. That's right. Look forward to that one to start things off. The Harlem Knights, the big guys. They're here today. We'll see them over in the ring today. And Brian Christopher, he's here as well today. That's not all. Hang around for the King, Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett. We've got a full day today.
Oh, we do. We got lots of action going on here today. And I tell you what, yeah, I know. There's something going on across the studio over here that you haven't been able to see. I'm not sure exactly. They got here just before we did, and it's some kind of photo opportunity that Mike Samples has set up, and there have been virtually no takers over here. Nobody's really been much interested in what's going on. So anyway, I guess the Samples is saying, yeah, come on, don't crowd. I heard him say a minute ago. And there's no crowd.
I don't see anybody.
No, there's no crowd at all. Nobody's all that interested. So I guess we'll just let the photo opportunity continue over there, and we'll just get on with the show, because as you mentioned, we got the Moondogs coming up here to get things going in the Harlem Knights. And Mike,
Mike.
Excuse me just a second, Corey Macklin. What do you think's so funny? The first family of professional wrestling is there for a photo session, and we're taking it seriously, and you're over here snickering.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Mike, there's nobody showing up for the photo session right here, so you can continue the photo session, be very serious about it.
These people are a little bit embarrassed of getting on TV. They're afraid the camera will pick them up.
Well,
they're willing to come take our picture. I don't appreciate you snickering. This is a serious bunch. We're on the verge of taking over every major title in the USWA, and when we do, you'll work for me, pal.
Listen,
nights are very long.
Back to your photo session. We'll take a break, and then we'll see if anybody shows up, and I doubt it.
So, tell me about my future, Swami Head.
Swami Bob, I see you're going to take a trip.
A trip? Where?
To the nearest crystal. You're going to play crystals fortune in your future sweepstakes. They're giving away millions of fresh, hot, famous crystals and lots of Coca-Cola Classic. Every game card has a fortune on it, and you could win $25,000.
Wow, then what?
It's getting cloudy.
Cloudy?
Cloudy?
What does that mean?
40% chance of rain.
Central's biggest sale of the year going on now. First week's rent is only 93 cents. That's right. You can have a brand new Whirlpool washer or dryer for only 93 cents first week's rent. Even a 100-watt stereo system, 93 cents first week's rent. Get it today. It's easy. You pay only 93 cents for your first week's rent. During our biggest sale of the year going on now at Central.
Central, we make living easy.
Hello, I'm looking for a tail light for an 81 T-Bird. You wouldn't know if you have one in stock.
Sure. When do you need it?
I was wondering if you had a bucket seat for a 1980 Capri?
Sure do. I can see it from here.
Could you help me find a fender for a 1981 Ford truck?
Yeah, I'll get right on it.
Levy Auto Parts offers a complete line of motor parts, and Levy's continues its fantastic $10 special on a wide variety of used parts. Levy Auto Parts with two convenient locations, 1720 North Thomas and 1336 North 2nd.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Walters at Performance Toyota in Memphis. You know something? If we were out on the pike, and we could charge lots of money for our cars and trucks like those other fellas, but we're not. So we have to give you a reason to make that short drive, and here's just one example of how we can save you money. Come in right now. You can drive home in a brand new Toyota Corolla just like this one, folks. All the bells and whistles. You pay no money down and just $179 a month. So even if you live in Olive Branch, Germantown, Collierville, Batesville, make that short drive. We're Performance Toyota. We're going to save you money. We're the other guys. You can count on it.
Shattered by the howling.
The Moondogs are here. Here's Richard Lee.
Hey, Brown, how you doing today, baby? I want to show you something. Mike Samples comes out here and starts talking about how he's got the first family. Looks to me, Mike Samples, like my dogs are the world champions, baby. Well, let me tell you something, Mike Samples. You can come out here and run your mouth all you want to, big boy. But me and my dogs, have been through the battles for the last year we've been through them, brother. And so let me tell you what you can do. You can take anybody in your first family you want to and stick them on us, baby. If you want to wrestle, we'll wrestle. If you want to fight, we'll double up the fist and shove it up your face. And if you want to go deeper, big boy, remember one thing. For the last year, my dogs have took the trash can. My dogs have took the bones. My dogs have took the steel chairs, and we'll give them back too. So if you want some, Mike, come on and get it, baby. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. Anybody in your first family is going to look just like these two punks when my dogs get through. Get them, boy.
Richard Lee sending them into the ring. There they go. Spot and splat, head for the ring. And the action is underway here. Richard Lee serving notice that Mike Samples is not going to use the Moondogs to make a reputation on. Here's Corey.
Yeah, we're underway, Dave, with all of the action. The Moondogs and Richard Lee. They jump on Todd Johnson and Mr. Clyde. There goes Clyde out of the ring quickly there. Not enough time to get a camera shot of Clyde because he went flying through the ropes there. Todd Johnson in the ring. There's Clyde out on the floor. Moondog spot. Whoop Johnson and big farm takes Todd Johnson down. And the Moondogs from the swamps in Louisiana in the USWA running wild. And they are the USWA World Tag Team Champions. Clyde and Splash. Go to work on Clyde and Johnson in there. Oh, look at Todd Johnson. Big Splash got it high there and just throws him down right on his face into the mat.
Let me ask you a question, big boy. What do you think's going to happen when you go big Harlem Knight winds up with about 440 pounds of Moondogs, baby?
Oh, boy. Richard Lee's got a point. These guys are tough, Dave.
And these guys are also big. We talk about the size of the Harlem Knights, but the dogs are not small either.
He did not, big boy, on all those Harlem Knights.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and it's like that. The Moondog gets a win over Mr. Clyde and Todd Johnson in there. Oh, Todd's trying to help out Mr. Clyde, trying to pull him from under the Moondogs over there, and he's unsuccessful. He goes over the top ropes and onto the floor. Oh, they go out to the referee in there, Kevin Christian.
The dogs are loose and they're not happy. We'll be back with more after this.
Make your house a home with Rentronics. For only $19.99 a week, you can rent to own a Hot Point washer-dryer, a Hot Point refrigerator, or a sofa and love seat. Yes, for just $19.99 a week, you can get the appliances and furniture you need to make your house feel like home sweet home. Choose a Hot Point washer-dryer, a Hot Point refrigerator, or a sofa and love seat. To get what you want, come to Rentronics today. America's home for rent to own.
Well, there ain't no doubt about the power of glue. It's got the airborne thrust of rocket fuel. Get out of that jam. Get out, get in the
When you're looking for tires that perform, fast service, and savings, NTW is the name you can count on.
And save more at all NTW locations to celebrate the grand opening of our newest Cordova location. Save now on popular brands such as Michelin, Goodyear, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Dunlop, and more. Our grand opening sale gives you the lowest prices on the greatest selection of tires.
NTW. It's impossible to pay less.
I smoke, but the only open table in this restaurant is in the no smoking section. My solution? The cool, clean taste of Wrigley Spearmint Gum. After dinner, it fills the bill. When I can't smoke, I enjoy pure chewing satisfaction.
I smoke, but on this flight, cigarettes are grounded. My answer? Wrigley Spearmint Gum. That cool, clean taste never lets me down. When I can't smoke, I enjoy pure chewing satisfaction.
Mike Samples leading the way as the huge Harlem Knights head to the area over here. Mike, Richard Lee has served notice. You're not going to make a career out of the Moondogs. They're ready for you.
Dave Brown, in the book, The Old Man by the Sea, Ernest Hemingway wrote, "You can kill a man, but you cannot defeat him." These men have never been defeated and will not be defeated. When they get in the ring with the Moondogs, they will come out victorious. They will have the belts. The first family will be on its way to take over, and I don't care what Richard Lee says, what he thinks, or what you think. We are on a mission to succeed. Let me remind you of something. The Moondogs are tough opponents. Richard Lee is their manager, tough manager. But Richard Lee, on 2 occasions, being the good manager he is, has lost his hair. And do you see one hair out of place on my head? No. These men have not, will not, and cannot be defeated. Jerry Lawler couldn't do it. Jeff Jarrett couldn't do it. And I dare say the Moondogs will not be able to even come close. So, Dave, I'm not going to insult you or the people or anybody else. I'm just going to tell it like it is. From now on, these men and me will rule, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it, Moondogs or you.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. There's nothing I can do about it, that's for sure. It's going to be decided in the ring, and here they head to the ring right here for a match, not going against the Moondogs here today, though. They're going to be going against Jerry Sherman and T.D. Steele, and we are just about set for action as Mike Samples is over at ringside.
Yeah, T.D. Steele and Jerry Sherman jump in there, Dave, and they get jumped immediately on these big Harlem Knights. From the bad streets of Harlem, New York, Bobby and Nelson Knight, on weight of 850 pounds, and these guys can't go, let me tell you. Have to give it to them. The attitude and all of that stuff you don't like, but they can flat-foot wrestle, Dave.
He sure can. They can move in the ring. The big guy is still amazing to me at how agile he is in the ring. Here's Mike Samples over here.
Yeah. Dave Brown, in the art of devastation, these 2 men are master artistes. Watch the way double drop kicks by huge men. Their combined weight must be close to 800 pounds. The Moondogs, their combined weight, even with the big man, is like 600 pounds. We've got them on size. We've got them on, certainly, intelligence, because I'm in their corner. We've got them in every single facet. These men will rule. The Moondogs will lead.
Well, we'll see about that. These guys, in fact, oh, look at that. My goodness.
Boy.
Was that a wrestling move that impressed you?
Yeah, it was. And I've said it before.
Have you ever seen the Moondogs do a wrestling move that impressed you? Seriously, a wrestling move?
No. Well, you've got a point. But the Moondogs have pointed out, Richard Lee said right out here, if it takes the steel chairs, that's what they'll use. They do not intend to be defeated and lose the belt.
Dave Brown, their intentions, although you and I also have intentions, their intentions are completely ridiculous. Your intention is to do the best job you can do here today, and you know that you're going to fail. So Richard Lee has intentions, and he knows he's going to fail. I am going to make sure that these 2 men take the belts and destroy the Moondogs. Watch that splash. The Moondogs, yeah, I know the big fat guy thinks he can splash, but, you know, he cannot splash like these men. These men can wrestle. These men can brawl. The only thing the Moondogs have going for them is their unpredictability. But now, you know, I know the Moondogs. I've been in the ring with them. So that's predictable. Unpredictability is now predictable. So the Moondogs don't have a chance. Watch this, Dave.
Well, that's your opinion, Mike Samples.
That's, yeah, the word according to Mike Samples here. Some of that almost, well, some of it did make sense, and some of it I'm still going to have to try to figure out there, Mike, what you're talking about. But up on the middle rope, look out, 500.
Oh, boy.
525 pounds right down on Jerry Turman's midsection. Look at this.
Oh, Dave Brown, they splashed that man perfectly. In order to splash a man, you've got to get him down.
Yeah, well, 1, 2, 3, and
the Moondogs cannot get my men down. we can get them down.
They get the win.
Are your future champions.
Well, we'll see. You're right. You got to get them down to pin them. But the Moondogs, if anybody can do it, I believe can do it. And they'll be tougher than the team that they went against today. Not to take anything away from Jerry and TD. They were just outmatched and outsized by the Harlem Knights. We'll be back in a moment.
Automotive spectacular for the entire family. The Parts Plus Summer Chevy Show at Memphis Motorsports Park. Happening April 3rd and 4th. Don't miss the BM Goodrich Tires Car Show with some of the nation's finest Chevy bow ties on display. Check car, non-stop racing plus performance marketplace, car corral, swap meet.
Tickets just $18, weekend only $30, including pit pass, kids 12 and under free.
Discount coupons at any Parts Plus store. Memphis Motorsports Park.
April 3rd and 4th.
Good night.
Good night. By the way, you forgot your defrosted chicken.
It happens at the end of each day.
Did you know that you're driving without cauliflower? You can't make salad for your family tonight, and we know it.
The nightmare of what's for dinner.
You didn't pick up dessert either.
What better time than now to stop and smell the pizza? Introducing Dinner for Four. 2 medium pizzas, a family-sized salad, even cookies, all for just $13.99.
What's for dinner?
Jolly Royal is electrifying the Mid-South with its price shocker sale. These Jolly Royal 5-piece dinettes are only $1.99. You heard right, $1.99 for any of these 5-piece dinettes. It's shocking. Any of these set-up 3 tables is only $1.99. That's right, 3 matching tables, any style, a frightening $1.99. The price shocker sale at Jolly Royal, where the savings are shocking.
Dennis Hall's Auto Salvage, home of 1 million parts. Call or come by 3100 Gill Road and see Dennis Hall's large inventory of both domestic and foreign parts. Bumper-to-bumper body parts, used and rebuilt engines and transmissions. They also specialize in both new and used glass replacement for all makes and models of cars and trucks. For steering column and theft repair, Dennis Hall's guaranteed the lowest prices in Memphis.
Hi, I'm Chris. Real Deal Coffee. For the best prices in town, come on down.
You know, I run into people all the time that have never shopped at a Men's Warehouse store, and I say the same thing to everybody. Give us 1 minute. Just come into our store for 60 seconds, and you'll become a Men's Warehouse customer. I guarantee it.
Yeehaw! Free Longhorn rodeo tickets, leather from front.
Plus great buys like a bench strap leather motion section on $19.99, no payment for 6 months.
You can't beat that, partner. Yeehaw!
The World of Outlaws racers are coming to the French Riviera Spa in Raleigh to celebrate the grand opening Saturday. First 100 people through the door get a free T-shirt. French Riviera Spa, you got to feel it to know. August 16th, 1966, the Beatles came to Memphis. On April 27th, the Beatles comes back. Paul McCartney comes to the Liberty Bowl. Hi, I'm Ron Childers. TV5 takes you back to relive the memories of the Fab Four with 2 great movies, I Want to Hold Your Hand and The Complete Beatles. We'll also give you a chance to win tickets to the McCartney concert. To enter, just send a postcard with your name, address, and home phone to Beatlemania, 1960 Union, Memphis 38104. Then be watching for your name to be drawn Sunday night, April 25th, beginning at 6. Beatlemania. Catch it on TV5.
Late Night Laughs with Abbott and Costello tonight following Silly Shockers on TV5.
KLF is going to rock you.
Bingo has just arrived in the area right here. Well,
I gotta tell you, before I say anything else, I'm begging these people in Memphis, I'm begging them to get to see a dental hygienist and do something about their teeth problems. There's yellow teeth, there's missing teeth, and frankly, it disgusts me. But now, on to more important things. First of all, the first family. Mike Samples has assembled the finest crew in professional wrestling. Myself, of course. Brian Christopher, the prettiest man in professional wrestling, other than myself, and the Harlem Knights, the single most dynamic monster force I've ever seen. They're like 800 combined pounds. You see the way they splattered that guy earlier was tremendous. And now, the most important thing of all, Monday night in Memphis, me and the King are going to get it down. The unified
World title, Scotty Flamingo. That's why I'm here. You see, I already won the World Tag Team titles. Now I'm going to take the World Unified title from Jerry the King Lawler. And I got to say this. The King's got so much glass in his jaw, that thing ought to be a chandelier, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to knock him out, so I'm going to waffle him, Dave Brown. I'm going to waffle him. I'm going to take the King. Hey, shut up. Hey, you tell the people to be quiet, Dave Brown, when I'm talking.
Hey, the people know what you're saying about Jerry Lawler. They know all the people who have been in here trying to defeat the King and take the belt haven't been able to do it.
We're all local stars. I'm a big national TV star. Everybody knows from World Championship Wrestling TV, Scotty Flamingo. That's the reason I'm here, man. Hold for hold. Move for move. And counter for counter. Scotty Flamingo is the single greatest. Hey, shut up. I'm the single greatest wrestler in the sport. King, there ain't nothing you can't do to me. I can take anything you got. I can put you in any kind of hold, any kind of move you've got. I've got to counter, because I'm Scotty Flamingo, the fresh thing in town. Listen to this rhyme, because I'm going to throw down. If you don't like me and you feel kind of froggy, well, jump in my face, King, and I'll leave you groggy. I'm the king in the ring with a belt, not a crown. And when I'm in the spotlight, I'm the toughest thing around. If you ever had to face me Monday night, you will be leaving town, because weebles wobble, but I don't fall down. Word.
Scotty Flamingo with a rhyme and everything here. Talking about a match coming up with the King, Jerry Lawler. As a matter of fact, speaking about that match, let's take just a moment here and check the entire card coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. 7:30 is the bell time. Jeff Gaylord going against Danny Sichello in the opening match. You follow that one with the Rock and Roll Phantom against Bart Sawyer, and you got a couple of opening matches there to get things a-going in fine style on Monday night. Then, the middleweight title is going to be at stake. Danny Davis will be going against the Master of Terror with the USWA middleweight title on the line. Miss Texas goes against J.C. Ice.
Yeah, Miss Texas looking for some revenge in that one, too.
A lot of folks waiting to see this one, and Miss Texas is really wanting to get her hands on J.C. Ice. Kind of a little payback there, I think. Coco Ware in to go against Wolfie D.
How about that one? Yeah. Birdman.
Birdman will be here to go against Wolfie D. Then the tag titles will be on the line. And, man, you talk about all the weight in the ring. Richard Lee pointed out that big Moondog Flat weighs in at 440. The Harlem Knights, the biggest of them, weighs in at 525, and you add all that weight together.
Boy, that's a lot of weight in the ring.
It sure is, and they are rugged wrestlers. The Moondogs, Richard Lee has said, whatever it takes. You want to wrestle, we'll wrestle. You want to fight, we'll double up the fist. If we have to, we'll bring in the trash cans, the steel chairs, whatever it takes. Yeah. Richard Lee says the Moondogs will defend the tag team titles against the very large Harlem Knights. Mike Sample says they're part of the first family, and they are setting out, beginning with this match, to take over the USWA. We'll see what happens in the ring Monday night. Southern title will be on the line then. Boy, look at this one. Brian Christopher against Jeff Jarrett. Christopher has held the belt, and he wants to hold it again. Jeff Jarrett wants to hang on to it. The Southern title hangs in the balance. Jarrett against Christopher come Monday. The final match of the night, the final main event, Unified World title is on the line. Scotty Flamingo's got it right. He's going to be going against this man right here, the King, Jerry Lawler. Monday night, 7:30 is when it all begins at the Mid-South Coliseum. Here's the King right here. And the Unified World title securely around his waist, crown in hand. The fans are on your side undoubtedly.
Well, you know, I stood in the back there and I watched the monitor. I listened to Scotty the Body Flamingo. Now, that's sort of a contradiction in itself. He calls himself Scotty the Body Flamingo. Has anybody ever seen a flamingo? Well, a flamingo, a lot of times you see them, they have little statues of them out in people's front yards, you know. And it's one of those little pink birds with a real long, skinny neck and a couple of little stick legs like Scotty the Body has, you know, little bird legs. And he talks about how tough he is, and yet he's a flamingo. Well, Scotty, I'm sorry. I'm not very impressed. I'm not really very scared. As you can see, my legs, my knees are not knocking out here like you thought they would be. Now, it's true You were down in the Global Wrestling Organization, and he was in the World Championship Wrestling, WCW. That is they still in business? I don't know. But anyway, he beat a few people in those organizations. But Scotty the Body, you are in the USWA now, and as Dave Brown told you, there's been a lot of big names that have come into this area and into Memphis, Tennessee especially, and try to take this belt away from the king. Let's just go back a few weeks and let's name a few names. We've had Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. He came in here, he tried to take this belt, but you see where it still is. We had the Macho Man, Randy Savage. He came in here to try to take this belt, and as you can see, it's still here. The narcissist Lex Luger, he came in here to try to take the belt. It's still here. But now Scotty Flamingo thinks he can get the job done. Well, I'm going to tell you why Scotty thinks that. Scotty knows in his own little feeble mind that by himself, he's got like a snowball's chance in Hades of taking this belt. But what he thinks he's going to do, as you all saw that little first family they're trying to form out here, he thinks that down there Monday night, he's going to have Mike Samples, and he's going to have Brian Christopher, and he's going to have the Harlem Knights, and he thinks that all of them together, some kind of way, by hook or by crook, are going to be able to take this belt from around my waist. But Scotty the Body, I got news for you, pal. If you don't think things can get hot down at the Coliseum, you just ask the Harlem Knights. And if you don't think I got friends, you ask Brian Christopher. Because I got friends like Jeff Jarrett, like Danny Davis, and even I think the Moondogs would go so far as to keep the Harlem Knights from interfering in that match. So, Scotty the Body, no matter what you think, it's just going to be you and I Monday night, and I am going to give you the wrestling lesson of your life. I am going to beat you within an inch of your life. And by the way, what about the hair? Scotty, let me give you a little tip. Before Monday night, please change the oil in your hair, okay? And then I'm going to take those little scrawny bird legs of yours, and I'm going to tie them in a knot, and I'm going to leave you bouncing around that ring in the Mid-South Coliseum like the idiot that you are, pal. We got a date. I'll see you Monday night.
Main event Monday night at the Coliseum. It all starts at 7:30. Back with more action in this ring shortly. Stay with us. Highlights coming up from you here, but just to kind of recap a little bit before we get to it, these highlights that you're going to see occurred at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. Jeff Jarrett going against Shawn Michaels, and Jeff has set out, he was Rookie of the Year a number of years ago to build himself a wrestling career, and amongst quite a bit of, criticism and, was he going to be able to do it? He has built himself into one of the top wrestlers in the world.
Oh, indeed.
He was going this past week against Shawn Michaels for the WWF Intercontinental title. And I got to tell you, frankly, after reviewing this situation here, and I think you'll probably confirm this, Jeff would have been Intercontinental Champion had it not been for the interference of Brian Christopher in the match. Take a look and see if you don't agree.
Shawn Michaels standing in. Tangles up with Jeff Jarrett. Backs Jeff up against the turnbuckle. Oh, just shoves Jeff. And look at Jeff. What a shove of his own in there. And Michaels, a little bit surprised, I think, about the move from Jeff Jarrett. Drag from Shawn Michaels takes Jeff Jarrett down. Oh,
Shawn Michaels leaps over, and now he just relaxes up on the top rope over there, Shawn Michaels. All of a sudden, change in attitude. That's been a heck of an attitude, too, this guy's got. Jeff goes under, comes back around, takes Michaels into the ropes. Michaels leaps over, comes back, and Jeff takes him. Oh, boy, Shawn Michaels hung on. Flips over the top rope, turns around at a big drop kick. Oh, boy, look at Jeff Jarrett go. There goes Michaels. That time he doesn't hang on. 9.5 minutes pass in this WWF. Oh, Intercontinental Heavyweight title bout. Setting Jeff Jarrett up out on the floor and takes Jeff right on top of the rails at ringside. Michaels slips Jeff into the rope. Nails Jeff Jarrett with a big right hand. Gets enough strength, gets on his feet. Nails away on Michaels. Again, he clobbers Shawn. Jarrett. Big drop kick sends Shawn Michaels down. Whips him into the rope. He's got him covered. 1, 2. Jeff Jarrett on that top rope. Price, look at here. Oh, but Michaels pulls him over. Oh, boy. Oh, Jarrett could have had it. Oh, he goes for the kick. Jeff gets out of the way. And he kicks referee Paul Neighbors. Oh, boy. Here comes trouble. And Brian Christopher, he's up on the top rope. Oh! But Jeff Jarrett catches him. He nails Christopher, picks the chain up, nails Christopher with it, comes off the ropes on Michael, throws the chain out, tosses it down. He's got him covered, but there's no referee to count him. Oh, boy. Christopher with another chain, and boy, he just interferes in this WWF Intercontinental Heavyweight title bout. He clobbers Jeff right in the back of the head, and Jarrett is out. Michaels has him covered. 2 and 3.
Well, you saw it right there with Brian Christopher and the chain. Here comes Jeff right here, though. I'm sure he'll have something and maybe quite a bit to say about that. I'm sure he'll also be talking about Brian Christopher more than anybody else. No doubt about it. With the Intercontinental title on the line, Jeff had it going, and then all of a sudden, there was Christopher. Hello, Jeff. We just saw the video. I know you want to talk about that situation with Christopher.
That's exactly right. You know, like you said, it comes as no surprise to you or the people who I want to talk to this morning. Brian Christopher, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know where, you know, what your background is. I don't know what's going on in your head. And I don't know what you got in here. But, Brian, I'm fixing to tell you what Jeff Jarrett's all about. I've been in the sport of wrestling my entire life. I was born into this business, Brian. I didn't have a choice. From my earliest childhood days, I can remember my dad coming home after matches or going to a town. Sometimes he'd be happy. Sometimes he'd be down. Sometimes he'd tell me about a big win he got, or sometimes he'd come in and he'd have his head busted, and he wouldn't have to tell me the story. I'd know. And, Brian, as time went on, I grew up. I started to have some dreams. I dreamed of being a wrestler one day, and I dreamed of being at the very tip-top of the sport. And then, as I got a little older, my dreams turned into goals. And, Brian, I don't know if you know anything about heart and determination and dedication, but my goals were to get to the very tip-top of the sport, and I was going to do it step by step. And then I know that you don't have any guts, and that's exactly what it took. 6 or 8 months ago, I went down to the Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, and I bought myself a ticket to the WWF matches. I guess that's the first and hopefully the last wrestling ticket I'll ever buy. But it was right there on the second row. And I got up into the ring, Brian, and I challenged the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. And when I challenged him, I didn't know what was going to take place. I didn't know if 6, 8, 10, 12 of their guys were going to jump me, and that would be the end of my goals and the end of my career. I didn't know what was going to take place. But I made the challenge. And graciously enough, their Intercontinental Champion accepted. And then, I guess you could say my dream came true. I got the match. And I got it in Memphis, Tennessee, my backyard. That's right, Brian. History, I had a chance to make history. I did make history, and then I was the first USWA guy ever to face a WWF title holder. But I got a chance to make history, Brian, and you cost me. You did, Brian. And I know that you take every shortcut there is in the ring, and I know that you take every shortcut you can possibly think of in the gym. And Brian, you take every shortcut in life. But pal, let me tell you something. You cost me the Intercontinental Heavyweight title. I had the guy beat in the middle of the ring. So Brian, I just want to make a promise. You better show up for the match. Yeah, it's a title match, but Brian, I promise you one thing. You're gonna pay, I promise you. You will pay. Jeff Jarrett. We'll be right back.
At Econo Auto Painting, we know how embarrassing it is to drive a car that looks like it's seen better days. Those painful stares can be unbearable. If your car needs some attention, check with Econo Auto Painting. They'll treat your car to auto painting at its best. Econo is offering any original single-color paint job for this low price. Econo has paint jobs guaranteed up to 4 years. Econo Auto Painting wants you to be as proud of your car today as you were the day you bought it. So hurry in. You won't find a better price or a better paint job.
Save on audio, video, appliances, and more at Circuit City's Truckload Sale. Save on washers, like this Hot Point, just $227.97. Save on VCRs, like this GE with remote, only $179.97. And save on audio, like this Sony receiver with remote control, now a low $149.97. Don't miss Circuit City's Truckload Sale.
Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state-of-the-art.
Race fans, you've watched them all winter on the Nashville Network. Now see them live. The World of Outlaws returns to Memphis Motorsports Dirt Tracks for one giant show Saturday, April 3rd. See all your favorite Outlaw stars. Dave Blaney, Steve Kinzer, Mike Ward, Bullet Bob Buell, and featuring the return of the Wolf, Doug Wolfgang. Don't miss all the thrills, all the spills. Saturday, April 3rd. Call for ticket information. The World of Outlaws, only at Memphis Motorsports Dirt Tracks, the playground of power. Don't miss the Outlaws.
This is the time of year when our thoughts turn to sunshine and flowers, fresh spring showers, and taxes. You need a break, and you're going to get it at the giant Graceland Dodge. Pay only $192 a month for this 93 Dakota, and Graceland will pay your sales tax. This 93 Caravan has been discounted to only $235 a month, and forget the sales tax. But wait, there is a catch. This offer is good for 1 week only. It ends Monday. So what are you going to do? Move it to Graceland Dodge, just a few minutes from everywhere.
Well, here he comes right here, the man who never met a chain he didn't like, Brian Christopher. Actually got a few fans here. I don't know how, after all the stuff he's done, especially considering the last few days with the situation with Jeff Jarrett interfering in the match with the chain, and yet still smiling after the video we just showed here.
Dave, the reason I'm smiling from ear to ear is because haven't you heard the big news? The big news everybody's talking about. The new first family of professional wrestling. The first family, Brian Christopher. Looking so good. Scotty Flamingo, the man that's gonna be... And the Harlem Knights, the greatest tag team ever assembled. Dave, we are gonna run rampant all over everybody that stands in our way to success. And did you hear Jeff Jarrett out here? He's mad. Oh, Jeff Jarrett's mad. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, Jeff, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Let me hide. I'm so scared of you, Jeff Jarrett. Oh, I'm so scared, Jeff. Not. Jeff Jarrett, the only thing that you got that scares me is that bleached blonde hair up there. I don't know where it came from, but it does scare me, Jeff. And Jeff Jarrett, you're mad. You're a family man. He comes there and talks about a family man. Jeff, people like you make me sick. Oh, they want Jeff? I want Jeff just as bad as you do. Because when I used to see people like Jeff up and down the halls at school, I'd slap them. When I see people looking like Jeff Jarrett going up and down the streets, I'd pull over and I'd slap their face. Because I hate sissies. And Jeff Jarrett, you are a sissy boy. And Jeff Jarrett, you've been spoon-fed all your life. You've been given everything you've got, Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is nothing more than a spoiled brat with a bunch of bleached blonde hair on his head, and I hate him. I hate Jeff Jarrett, and this week I'm going to prove to you how much I hate you when I end your career and I take your belt, Jeff Jarrett. The Southern Heavyweight Championship is coming to me this week, punk.
Brian Christopher headed for the ring right now. He's got a match coming up. Frank Morrell, the referee. And here comes his opponent, his former partner, Tony Williams. No love lost between these two, though, let me tell you. After Brian abruptly announced out here one day that he was splitting up the team because he was tired of Tony getting beat all the time and costing him matches. Now, well, what is this? Brian says, how about shaking hands? Don't do it, Tony. Now what is this? Scotty Flamingo out at ringside. A little encouragement for Brian Christopher.
Come on, Scotty.
You guys get up and give me a chair. Corey, get up. Give me a chair.
No extra chair here. Get me a chair on.
Give me a chair.
We'll get you a chair. Let's get this match underway here. How about that?
Hey. This won't take long. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Hey, wait. Wasn't that your old loser partner? That old guy used to tag up with that loser? Just beat him quick. It's ridiculous. Hey, Brown, I'm begging you to buy a new
Look how much better I am than this.
I was going to say this should be a good match because Tony Williams really looks good when we've seen him in matches lately. And let's see how Brian Christopher handles this situation.
All Tony Williams is a Brian Christopher wannabe. Same kind of hairstyle. He's got the same little beard thing going on. He's got the long tights like my boy. Oh, man, he's an imposter, man. He's trying to perpetrate. He's just a wannabe.
Well, so far, Brian Christopher seems to be very confident of his ability. Yeah, it's on.
This is a first-rate operation. 3 whole microphones. Wow, this is great. Hey, he pulled the tights.
It's a good move is what it was, Scotty.
It's a good move. It's a good move.
You know,
tell those people to be quiet. Brian's trying to concentrate.
Well, that's what Christopher's complaining. He said he's pulled his tight. Referee Frank Morrell asking the fan and said no.
I think he has a just complaint.
You think that's
This is great, though. We got the first family, Mike Samples, myself, the Harlem Lights, Brian Christopher. Headlock into the ropes. And a drop down.
Look at Tony Williams!
And another handful of tights, Dave Brown. Come on, I'm begging you. I'm begging you, Dave Brown.
Boy, we're apparently watching two different wrestling matches, Corey. The one we're watching and the one Scotty Flamingo's watching.
Frank Morello, the Ray Charles of professional wrestling, doesn't see anything. Just totally missed a blatant rule infraction.
He was nowhere near the tights. He used the arm to take him down, and he just kept him rolling, used Brian's own momentum to get him off his feet and down on the mat.
It was a gross rule infraction. And since we're in Memphis, Tennessee, should I explain to the people what an infraction actually is?
We know what an infraction is, but we know that was not an infraction.
Well, this is the South. The deep South. Frankly, I find these people anything but deep.
That's Scotty Flamingo you're hearing there, too, by the way.
You know who I am.
There's some hair pulling by Brian Christopher.
What?
You didn't see that, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Hey, tell those people to be quiet. They're kind of arguing rather vociferously there. See, another big word. I got all the vocabulary words.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that. A little educational viewpoint here with vocabulary improvement while we're at it from Scotty Flamingo.
Christopher backs Tony Williams up against the turnbuckle. Should be a clean break in there. And
it is a clean break. And Tony Williams attacked him with an arm drag after the clean break.
Now, what was that? Hair pulling by Brian Christopher for the second time at least.
I was looking away. I didn't see anything. Listen to those people. I'm begging them to shut up.
Those people just want to see a fair wrestling match. They want to see a straight-up wrestling match with no hair pulling, no pulling the tights, no choking, no chains, and no outside interference.
No chains, no hair pulling, no tights. Why don't we just cry about it?
That move.
Under again. Tony Williams! Big drop kick in there.
Ooh, right in the jaw. Come on, Brian. Come on. Come on, Brian.
Lance Christopher first base.
Come on, Brian. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, raked him in the eyes.
Reversal here. Tony whips him in. Christopher under. Oh!
Boom! Boom, baby. Boom! You see any hair there? You see any tights, Dave Brown, Corey Macklin?
That was a fine wrestling move by Brian Christopher, and that's the first time in the match we've been able to say that.
Oh, I'm begging you. Right. It's a fabulous maneuver by a fabulous athlete, and a good-looking one to boot. Super kick, boom!
That big kick from Christopher in there, and Tony Williams is out.
Brother.
Well, the match has definitely turned around now. There's no doubt about it. Christopher does seize an opportunity and doesn't let up. Middle rope. Oh, Tony Williams out of the way. Great move by Tony.
Yeah, Tony got out of there. Quick leg, up on his feet now. Whips Christopher into the rope. Trying to set Christopher up at a DDT on Tony in there.
Splat. Just crushing his cranium like a flower pot.
Doubled
big
up fist.
right hand.
Yeah, doubled up fist while holding a handful of hair.
Yeah, Tony goes under the fist. Rolls Christopher and he rolls him up. He's got his shoulders down. 2. Christopher reverses it. 2. Now look at him pull his tights.
What are you talking about?
Scotty?
What are you talking about? Another big win for my boy. Boy. Yes. Yes.
We'll be back.
Wait, let's talk to Brian. Oh, come on.
Why use Valvoline motor oil? It's the #1 choice of Indy 500 chief mechanics, Daytona 500 chief mechanics, NHRA mechanics, and Baja 1000 mechanics. For use in their race cars and in their own cars. Any more questions? People who know use Valvoline.
Fast forwards, reverse layups, 360 slam. It's basketball like you've never seen it before. The McDonald's All-American High School Basketball Game, April 4th at the Mid-South Coliseum. Tickets are $4, $8, and $10. Get them now while supplies last. They're going fast. Don't miss the NBA stars of tomorrow shooting the lights out. at the McDonald's All-American High School basketball game. Proceeds benefit the Ronald McDonald House in Memphis.
Now is the time for a custom van, and Chuck Hutton Van World is the place. With over 200 vans in stock on over 26 acres, Chuck Hutton has the best selection and lowest prices in the Mid-South. All the greatest names in custom vans, Choo Choo, Explorer, Timeless, and Van Teek, are at Chuck Hutton Van World, where I-240 and Mount Moriah meet in Memphis. Chuck Hutton Van World, where there's a world of difference.
What we do at Chuck Hutton Van World.
Have you ever closed your eyes for a moment and tried to imagine what it would be like if you couldn't see? Well, I have. It scares me to death. For senior citizens, iTech has designed a special eye test to help discover glaucoma and cataracts. If you're over 65, free transportation is provided. Call this number, and they'll come and get you. Hey, get a grip on your life. Call iTech and see for yourself.
Dial 360-8081.
We have an arrangement with the manufacturers. We will not mention their names on television, but when you're in a Men's Warehouse store, you'll recognize the brands and you'll understand the savings that's hanging on the rack. I guarantee it.
The World of Outlaws racers are coming to the French Riviera Spa in Raleigh to celebrate the grand opening Saturday. First 100 people through the door get a free T-shirt. French Riviera Spa, you got to feel it to know.
Your car is one of your most valuable possessions. Trust your car only to concern and experience. At Hayes Body Shop, we care about people, so we will take good care of your car.
The Memphis in May International Festival Tattoo will be the largest event of its kind in North America. An amazing spectacle of light and sound. 1,000 performers will blend their talents for an entertaining celebration of history. To help you better understand and prepare for the unique event, TV5 will bring you highlights of the Edinburgh Tattoo, taped live at Scotland's historic Edinburgh Castle. Watch the Edinburgh Tattoo, Sunday at 11:30 on TV5.
Problems with child support, our attorney discusses it.
That's Monday on Wake Up Call.
The King is back.
Well, I just wanted to come out here for a second. I know you're fixing to go over some of the action that's going to be around the area. You know, naturally love to wrestle right here in Memphis, Tennessee every Monday night, but also I like to travel around the surrounding areas around here in Memphis because there are some of the greatest wrestling fans in the world. And it's no secret, I've been going up to New York City and been doing some wrestling and commentating up in the WWF and telling those Yankees up there, you know, for some reason, those Yankees just don't like people from the South. And I don't like them either. And I just tell them exactly what I think about them up there. But there are a lot of great people down here in the South that I do like. And we're going to get a chance to see a lot of them coming up real soon. We got matches coming up right away. It's going to be up in Hayti, Missouri. Going to be in Osceola, Arkansas. That's one of my favorite towns of all time. And we're going to be down in Oxford, Mississippi at Ole Miss. And the Macho Man, Randy Savage, is going to be down in Oxford, Mississippi. And he's also going to be in Jonesboro, Arkansas, coming up real soon. So anywhere the Macho Man is, you can expect the King is going to be right on his trail, because I want a little bit of him, too. Now, I want to mention also, you know, I said last week a little bit about the big softball season coming up. And our very first game is going to be kicked off April the 18th down in Batesville, Mississippi. That's Sunday afternoon, April the 18th, Batesville, Mississippi, at Trussell Park down there. We want to see everybody out down there. And, you know, when they come to see the ball games, they get free tickets to wrestling, so it's going to be great. And I understand that Brian Christopher is putting together a team to try to challenge us down in Batesville. So anybody else around the area that wants to get in line for some of those softball games, Mr. Coffey's telephone number, once again, is area code 901-358-2924, and he is the one that schedules all our games and everything for each and every Sunday, and we'd like to come out and help some people raise some money down there.
All right, very good. Yeah, we'll be looking forward to that first game Sunday, April 18th.
In Batesville, Mississippi. And I understand in a minute you got some words from the Macho Man, right?
Yeah, we do.
I want to hear that.
Okay, very good. Matter of fact, let's let Corey go ahead and check out all the action around, and we'll hear from the Macho Man shortly. Stay with us.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, the King mentioned Thursday night, Hayti, Missouri. It's at the high school. Thursday night, 7:30 bell time in Hayti. The King will be there. Jerry Lawler, the Moondogs, Honky Tonk Man, Danny Davis, Brian Christopher, boxing match, all scheduled for Hayti, Missouri. That's coming up Thursday night, 7:30. Big night lined up in Hayti at the high school. Friday night, coming up Friday, Big Easter Egg Extravaganza. It's going to be held in Osceola, Arkansas. In Osceola there, the King Jerry Lawler is going to be there at the Recreation Building. Jeff Jarrett, Brian Christopher, Miss Texas on the card, the Harlem Knights, also Eddie Gilbert, Danny Davis. Big lineup in Osceola, Arkansas at the Easter Egg Extravaganza. That's coming up Friday night. Of course, that's Friday before Easter. The Easter Bunny is going to be there. A lot of great Easter giveaways. It's a big night Friday night in Osceola, 7:30 bell time. Hey, the King mentioned Oxford, Mississippi, Tad Smith Coliseum is April 15th, and right there at Ole Miss, 7:30 bell time. The King mentioned that the Macho Man Randy Savage will be there, and he mentioned he had some words. Here's the Macho Man.
Only in America, yeah, with all the glitter and the glamour around the Macho Man. Thursday, April the 15th, it all comes down. It does, it does, it does. And there's nothing that you can do about it, King, because the Macho Man is coming to Oxford, Mississippi, and there's nothing that promoter Eddie Marlin can manipulate to keep me out because the ink is dry. And I'm the type of a person that when I, get pushed back an inch or 30 feet, it doesn't matter because I keep coming forward, yeah. I am the one that's going to take you all the way down in Oxford, Mississippi on Thursday, April the 15th. It's going to happen. I am the happening. The Macho Man and the Macho Man is going to be kicked in. And when I walk down that aisle, when I take off my shades, yeah, and you see my baby blue eyes, you're going to realize that you're out of your element, Jerry the King Lawler. I am the man with the plan, and there's nothing that Marlin can do about it. Dig it!
The Macho Man, Randy Savage. He's going to be at the Tad Smith Coliseum. That's next Thursday night, April 15th. All of the top USWA stars will be there, the top stars there with the King Jerry Lawler, Macho Man. Friday night, April 16th, Jonesboro, Arkansas. On a Friday night in Jonesboro, 8 o'clock at the Earl Bell Community Center. Macho Man, Randy Savage on that card in Jonesboro. Jerry Lawler, the King, will be there. Jeff Jarrett as well. It's in Jonesboro, Arkansas, Friday, April 16th, Thursday, April 22nd. West Memphis, Arkansas, it's a junior high school there, sponsored by the band Boosters. Jeff Jarrett, PG-13, will be there. Miss Texas, and also the Harlem Knights are scheduled to be there Thursday, April 22nd, in West Memphis at the junior high school, Friday, April 23rd. Paragoula, Arkansas, and also coming up April 30th on a Friday night in Thaxton, Mississippi, Championship Wrestling. And don't forget the King is mentioned coming up Sunday, April 18th. It'll be a nice day in the park with Lawler's Kings of Memphis softball team in action at Trussell Park there in Batesville, Mississippi. And that's USWA on tour, Dave.
And headed this way right now, it's Miss Texas, who's got an interesting match coming up against J.C. Ice.
You know, last week I was a special referee, and I did the best that I could. J.C. Ice, baby, I know you don't like me, and I don't like you either. Last week, you and that no-good Whoopie D jumped me in the ring and beat me over the head with the hubcap. So I've been talking to Eddie Marlin, you know me, Miss Thing, and I asked for a match. It'll be my very last match against you. But I tell you what, when I do get you in the ring, because I don't think you can beat me, but when I do get you in the ring, I promise you, buddy boy, I'm going to beat your brains out.
Look out, J.C. Ice. Miss Texas has spoken. We'll be back with USWA Championship Wrestling action.
Good morning, students. Today's lecture is about hygiene. As you can see, hygiene is actually derived from two words. Hi, which means hello or hey dude, and gene, which could be anyone.
Marvin, you've got it all wrong.
I do.
Hygiene is all about being clean and preventing sickness and disease. Just watch this.
Personal hygiene prevents illness and disease. Make sure you take the time each day to bathe your entire body with soap and water, and also shampoo your hair. Then use a clean, dry towel to completely sanitize yourself. And don't forget to wash behind your ears.
See, hygiene is just that simple. Stay clean and be healthy.
Great film.
Feeling Good is brought to you by Dean Forest Hill Milk and TV5.
An Automotive spectacular for the entire family. The Parts Plus Summer Chevy Show at Memphis Motorsports Park. Happening April 3rd and 4th. Don't miss the BM Goodrich Tires Car Show with some of the nation's finest Chevy bow ties on display. Jet Car, non-stop racing plus performance marketplace, car corral, swap meet.
Tickets just $18, weekend only $30, including pit pass, kids 12 and under free.
Discount coupons at any Parts Plus store. Memphis Motorsports Park.
April 3rd and 4th.
Most of our customers come to AutoZone for low prices and for parts they can replace themselves. But many people come because we speak their language. Things like duration and lift and compression ratios, stuff like that. Because a guy who's going to rebuild an engine, he won't buy parts from just anybody. And since AutoZone stocks complete engines, we know what makes them tick inside and out. Sure, we sell our best parts at our best prices every day. But if we know something that's going to help you do the job right, you get that free.
Well, I see headed to the ring right now a whole bunch of folks. You got J.C. Ice, Wolfie D, Jeff Gaylord, and a rock and roll Phantom all headed in this direction. Well, here's Gaylord headed toward the table here. Got a match coming up.
I sure do, Dave Brown, but first, I got a little story to tell. You people be quiet while I'm talking. Now, you're looking at a new Jeff Gaylord, baby, and I'm going to tell you why. All my life, I've been a successful athlete. When I was 8 years old, I was the High Point swimming trophy champion. I was the first fourth grader to win the Presidential Physical Fitness Award. And I still am. And I won it 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. When I was 10 years old, I was a 10 and under diving champion of the city of Kansas City. And then amateur wrestling, undefeated record all the way through high school. Never once did I get beat. And then I took football more seriously, baby. And that's where I had the All-State, the All-Metro, the All-American honors. I went on to the University of Missouri, where I not only set every weightlifting record they have, by the way, I bench pressed 650 pounds. Take a look. I set every weightlifting record. I became first team All-American on the Bob Hope Show. I was Sports Illustrated Player of the Week against the University of Oklahoma at nose tackle. And Dr. Death Steve Williams knows about that because he started at guard for Oklahoma. And then I went on to pro football. I was all USFL. I played in Toronto, Canada, where we went to the Super Bowl. And I became one great nose tackle. And then I got sick and tired of taking on 2 or 3 people. So these linebackers could get all the glory. I wanted to go solo. So I started professional wrestling. Because I'm a great athlete, it doesn't matter what sport I'm in, I will excel to the top. But you know what, Dave Brown? At this point in time in my career, I haven't excelled. I haven't excelled in wrestling. Well, why, Jeff? Why haven't you excelled, I said to myself. Well, what made you a champion in the past, Jeff? Dedication, hard work, and discipline. I thought when I got into wrestling, I had a 650-pound bench press. I could scramble back and forth across the ring through every wrestling hold. No, that wasn't good enough. I thought I was a great athlete, could coast into wrestling, coast my way to the top. It doesn't work that way. I reflect back now at what's made me a Renaissance man, what has made me a champion in the past. Hard work, discipline, superior training, mental discipline. So I've gone back and looked at all the mistakes I've made. And I've made quite a few in wrestling, and I've gotten nowhere. But from this day forward, I can guarantee you, mark my words, I am mistake-free. I will do whatever it takes to get to the top. I'm in bed at 11. I'm up at 7 training. I'm running the road. I'm training like I've never trained before. And my mental game is at its peak. And baby, when you watch me, you will see that I am mistake-free.
Jeff Gaylord. And headed this way right now, yeah, you see the King. You see Danny Davis. You see Jeff Jarrett. We got a 6-man tag team match here. What it is, rock and roll fans say, don't play the guitar, don't smoke the cigar?
Yeah, that's
well, just don't worry about that.
I don't think I want either one of them.
No, absolutely not.
A long time.
Into the ring right now, 6-man tag team action. This team of Wolfie D, Jeff Gaylord, and Rock and Roll Phantom are going to have J.C. Ice in their corner as manager, as I understand it, going against Danny Davis, Jeff Jarrett, and Jerry the King Lawler. Corey, I want to say one thing about what Gaylord had to say out here a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
You have guys like Mike Samples come out here, and they make all these claims of the glory and their record that they cite and all of that. All of those athletic feats that Jeff Gaylord was talking about, they are, in fact, absolutely true. This man was a great athlete as an elementary student, in high school, in college, in Missouri. As a matter of fact, he was known to travel to sort of the beat of his own drum when he was at the University of Missouri. The Missouri Tiger, he was known as. He went on to pro football career. All the things he was talking about, absolutely true. And I have to admit that I think he has made a lot of mistakes in and out of the ring in the wrestling business, and it's cost him reaching the top of the profession. Let's see if he can do it mistake-free, and we'll find out what happens today.
Yeah. Well, my sentiments exactly. I agree with you, Dave. This guy, he has a record for bench press and all of that sort of thing, all type of awards. He received an award from Bob Hope.
You're right.
So he can go. So Jeff Gaylord says he's mistake-free. We'll see. And when you put him up against the King and Jeff Jarrett and Danny Davis, that's a test indeed.
I tell you, easy to make mistakes against guys like that. Look at Danny Davis working over Wolfie D.
Yeah,
here.
Wolfie jumped over Danny. He tried to do the same move Danny Davis did. Danny blocked his right hand, and now Wolfie D. Nightman Danny Davis wrestles out of Pensacola, Florida. Of course, Sir Wolfie D and his partner, J.C. Ice, they say they're from the hood. Yeah. Wolfie D tangles up with Danny Davis. Yeah, pulled his hair and puts him back in a headlock in there. Davis with Wolfie D and a big shoulder. Wolfie leaps over, comes back. Nice hip toss from Danny Davis. Oh, look at the nightmare. Wolfie D goes flying over the top rope on the floor, and J.C. Ice is irate about it, too.
Trying to call time out here. I'm not sure he knows what state he's in right now. J.C. Ice trying to get it back on his feet. Rock and Roll Phantom heads into the ring. Referee Frank Morrell's not going to allow that. He'll allow Rock and Roll Phantom to come in there, but Wolfie D's going to have to tag him first, and that occurs. So Rock and Roll Phantom is going to come in there. He's the legal man in the ring against Danny Davis.
Rock and Roll Phantom. Boy, this guy's made a lot of noise in the USWA.
Jeff just took the tag from Danny, so it's Rock and Roll against Jeff Jarrett.
And as a matter of fact, the noise he's made has been from that guitar, clucking people upside the head with that thing. Rock and Roll Phantom and Jeff Jarrett. Jeff working on the left arm of the Rock and Roll Phantom. Tags the King. Lawler on the middle rope. And he busts the Phantom with a big right hand. Oh, boy, he nailed the Phantom. Phantom wants a tag immediately. He gets it from the Missouri Tiger, the All-American Jeff Gaylord. There he is, flexing his muscles.
He better be mistake-free here today, because he makes mistakes. Shoulders on the mat and pin him.
We'll see what mistake-free can do in there. Gaylord backs Lawler up and whips him into the rope. He comes off, goes under after J.C. Ice over there. Look at J.C. Boy, he got something around there. J.C. Ice wondering what in the world is going on here.
Lawler back in the ring. Gaylord says, don't worry, I got everything under control, mistake-free.
No more mistakes, Jeff, baby, no more mistakes.
Yeah, J.C. Ice said no more mistakes, Jeff.
Yeah.
Mistake-free, Gaylord tangles up with the King. Overall in the midsection, whips him in. Lawler leaks over. Hey, that's a mistake. But Gaylord right there, he's mistake-free, but how long has he been mistake-free, Dave? About 2 minutes?
Yeah, that's about all it lasted in there. Maybe not even quite that long. Not a major mistake there. Didn't cost him a match. But it will if you make enough of those.
And not only that, guys like Lawler and Jarrett will make you make mistakes in there.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent.
When you don't want to. Jeff slams Gaylord right into the turnbuckle. Look at him nail away on Jeff in there while J.C. Ice holding on to Jeff Jarrett, holding on to his
Look at this. 4 of them working on Jeff back there.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, there. Gaylord's got the hubcap. Oh, he nailed the rock and roll phantom with it. Hey, that mistake just may have cost him the match in the time. 1, 2, 3. The rock and roll phantom holding his head in there. And he is wondering what in the world happened. Gaylord confident with that hubcap. And PG-13 carried around, Dave.
Oh, it cost him the fall. There's no doubt about it. Jeff Gaylord coming off the middle rope. The hubcap hit the wrong target. And the celebration was in the other corner as Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, and Danny Davis walk out of here with a win. The discussion continues up there, and Rock and Roll Phantom is mighty unhappy at what happened to him.
Yeah, look at the Phantom. He's shoving Gaylord. And,
Gaylord said, hey, that was not my mistake. That was your mistake. You let him go.
PG-13, Wolfie D and J.C. Ice and Rock and Roll Phantom all in there, and they're blaming Gaylord for the foul. Saying he cost him the win, is what he's Rock and Roll Phantom is saying.
All right, now, well, there's a handshake. Maybe they got it. Oh, look at J.C. Ice.
Boy, J.C. Ice.
Do you see, Mr. No More Mistake? He was a mistake when he was born, baby. He's nothing but a joke. He's a mistake.
J.C. Ice just hammered him with that hubcap.
Wow, Rock and Roll Phantom just DDT's Gaylord. Hey, come on with your Phantom.
Guitar.
Come on. Slinging that cigar over here and picks up that guitar. He's got it in the ring with him. PG-13 holding on to Gaylord. And Gaylord gets a loose. He's got the guitar, and there goes PG-13 and the Rock and Roll Phantom.
Well, that mistake was with PG-13 thinking they could hold on to the Missouri Tiger.
Yeah.
Gaylord has the guitar, and he was looking for Rock and Roll Phantom. We'll be back with more action after this. I'll give you a chance to say something in a minute. Let me explain to the fans what has happened here. It was called to the back during the break. Jeff has asked for a match against Rock and Roll Phantom, and Eddie Marlin has said that's fine. So we're going to make a change in the card, and it's going to be Jeff going against Rock and Roll Phantom in the action coming up Monday night at the Coliseum.
Dave Brown, everybody saw that I'm not a loser. I didn't make the mistake. The Rock and Roll Phantom did. He's the one that with little buggy whip arms weren't strong enough to hold that guy before I nailed him. I'll tell you what, Rock and Roll Phantom, you lip-syncing fat-bellied cow, I'm going to take this guitar and I'm going to smash it over that man's face and I'm going to break it into a million pieces. Mark my words, I'm still mistake-free.
The word from Jeff Gaylord, he's got the match coming up. You know, after seeing exactly what happened there, I don't know. It was a mistake, but Jeff is probably right. It was not his fault, maybe, as his partner knew what he was going to do. It was one of those things that was against the rules to do anyway, but Rock and Roll Phantom couldn't hold Jeff there, and it did end up costing them the match that you just saw there a moment ago. But the change has been made in the card. It's confirmed by Eddie Marlin. Let's take a look at the entire action coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. 7:30 is when it starts. USWA action begins with this match now. You got Rock and Roll Phantom scheduled against Jeff Gaylord. Yeah, this is a main event match.
Yeah.
And we've got it as the opener coming Monday night, which should let you know that we've got a lot of great matches. As a matter of fact, the rest of them are going to be title matches there. So that tells you what kind of card is coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. But Jeff Gaylord wants to get at the Rock and Roll Phantom after what happened to him today, especially with being jumped from behind, and the Phantom would look like he was shaking hands to make up and all of that. So well, here it is right here on videotape. There's the explanation, and the Phantom says, okay, everything's fine. And meanwhile, he's holding him so that JC can nail him with that hubcap, and that's the reason this match has now been signed for Monday night. Following that, you got the middleweight title on the line as Danny Davis will be going against the Master of Terror. Danny Davis, the very popular middleweight champion of the USWA, he won the title early on after it was brought into existence a couple of months ago, and for the most part, he has been able to hang on to it. We'll see what happens as he goes against the Master of Terror. Ms. Texas will get to go against J.C. Ice.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Look out for that one. I can't wait to see Miss Texas get a hold of J.C. Ice.
Well, she mentioned that match she was trying to referee and what happened with J.C. and now she says, you know how I am, so I went to Eddie Marlin and asked for a match, and she's got it against J.C. Ice come Monday night. Then Coco Ware, the Birdman, coming into town. He's going to be going against Wolfie D, the other half of PG-13, and what should be another very interesting single match.
Yeah.
Got to say that going in, that Coco Ware is going to be the favorite in this particular outing here.
Yeah, the Birdman will be down there, and maybe he'll bring Frankie along with him.
He just might do it.
Yeah,
might have him on his shoulder there. Tag team titles will be on the line. The Moondogs, they have the belts. Richard Lee, their manager, will be in their corner. Mike Samples has said the first family he's organized. He's got Christopher, he's got Scotty Flamingo, he's got the Harlem Knights, and he says, we are going to take over the USWA. Yeah. Well, I've heard that before. I tell you what, last time he came mighty close to it. Business, he got stock.
In there.
Yeah, he had everything, so don't count him out. The fact that you may or may not like him, don't count him out as a factor as he brings the big 850-pounders, the Harlem Knights, in here to go against the Moondogs. But if you joined us late, you missed Richard Lee saying, hey, if it takes chairs, if it takes garbage cans, whatever it takes, we'll bring it along. Then, Southern title is on the line. Jeff Jarrett will be going against Brian Christopher. We wrap it up with the King, Jerry Lawler, going against Scotty Flamingo. Flamingo has a shot at the unified title. He's confident he can take the belt. He says nothing but local wrestlers been trying to take it. He forgot some of the names. Lawler says, I'll take care of business. Here is Coco Beware right here.
The Birdman, big warrior! You see, I feel all right again, baby. It's good to be back at home one more time. Rick, can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Hey, Whoopie D, I'm going to whoop your booty all over that ring Monday night because I'm telling you, I got a new walk. I got a new talk because the Birdman, brother, is going to be flying high all over that Coliseum, Dave Brown. You see the weather's nice. It's the beautiful. The sun is shining. I'm telling you, people's coming on out to the Coliseum. What a time we're going to have. So, Whoopie D, bring your mama, bring your papa, bring anybody you want to bring on. Because when the Birdman gets through, baby, that's the reason why they call me the Birdman. Oh, yeah! I feel good, good, good. And I feel good. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. Every time I think about Whippy-doo makes me feel good. I got to go, Dave.
Okay. All right, Coco. Good to have you here. We'll be looking for you against Wolfie D at the Mid-South Coliseum come Monday night. You got all those matches. You got a whole bunch of title matches coming up in addition to that. Middleweight title, tag title, Southern title, unified title.
I tell you what, it's got the makings for a wall of a night. Monday night down at the Coliseum, I'm going to be strapped in and ready to go at 7:30 because with the Rock and Roll Phantom and Jeff Gaylord, to start things off, it's going to be a big night.
Don't want to be late getting there. That's for absolute certain. I tell you what, let's kind of recap some of the action we had here today. Moondogs in here. Richard Lee sent them into the ring.
Oh, and did they come?
Yeah, they were in against a couple of young guys, Todd Johnson and Mr. Clyde, and showed them no mercy because I think Richard Lee has them focused on their next opponents. The
Yeah,
Harlem Knights.
Yeah, and that's, boy, when these two tag teams get together, the Moondogs and the Harlem Knights and all of that, when Richard Lee and Mike Samples, they don't like each other.
No, they don't.
Look out for that as well. And then we had Brian Christopher and Tony Williams, a pretty good single bout in there.
As a matter of fact, it looked like Tony Williams had the victory. Look at this right here. Tony had the shoulders down, but then you see Christopher yank his tights, reversal, and the referee counts 3. So Brian Christopher got the win, but as Jeff Jarrett said in an interview a little bit earlier, Brian tries to take the shortcuts. He did it right there. He got the victory in the match. Maybe a different story when he steps in the ring against Jeff Jarrett.
That's going to be a great bout with Christopher and Jarrett. And Jeff, boy, he is highly upset about losing that Intercontinental title.
As well he should be.
Cost him a lot of money as well.
After the interference from Brian Christopher. Final match here we had today, of course, Wolfie D, the Rock and Roll Phantom, Jeff Gaylord with J.C. Ice in the corner, losing to Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler, and Danny Davis. Here it is right here. You see, Rock and Roll Phantom was holding Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Gaylord on the rope with that hubcap, takes a swing at him, and out of the way goes Jeff Jarrett, and that was the match right there. That's it for USWA Wrestling today. We hope you'll join us for more next week. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.